Hi, this is Rick Harsh, and this is the fifth anniversary broadcast of Corona Samizdat Press. And, you know, it's been a shambles. This is my third try. The, the first one cut off because I ran out of power. And once it cuts, I don't know how to deal with YouTube editing. So you do it in one shot, and that's that. Don't worry about it. But then I tried it again when I finally got the phone plugged in. There's a wire going across here that I keep it wisely, keep it out of your vision so you can't see the machinations behind this production. Um, this was spoken of briefly in the last attempt to do this. This being the celebratory um, fifth anniversary broadcast. Um, I just saw this, which I left out of the last one. I decided not to talk a lot about what's going on with the books that we're about to publish because every time I talk about that, I'm wrong to some degree, usually about the timing, but there are other issues that come up. And, if anybody ever wants to know about that, just say, hey, can you do something on your finances? How is it you're able to publish so many books, and or why is it that you published so few books last year and you've already published more this year? And what makes you lay awake at night and with tears in your eyes think about why your dog prefers to lay on the bare floor than next to you on the bed? What, that kind of thing. Anyway, this is going to be one of my favorite all-time publications. It's public domain. It's by B.R. Rajam Iyer, Rambles in Vedanta. It's a fat little book that is one of the most pleasant, obscure books I've ever read. And we're going to publish that this year. I don't know exactly when. And there's a little sheet here that in which I wrote all the things that we have yet to do that we have promised that we would do. Promising authors, for instance. Suleiman, don't get all nervous, okay? I'm trying to do a short video here. So the fifth anniversary should be a time for reflection and thank yous and so on. And I won't say much other than that it's been a a pretty surprising late life experience. It started accidentally and became a real press the day that I got some money for a book that uh, ended up not being published by the people who gave me the money. That was this book, which is called Arjun and the Good Snake. By Rick Harsh, being an ophidiological account of 6 weeks in India without alcohol. It's a beautiful and ugly book at the same time because it's about some very bad drunken behavior, and yet it's. I think when I was talking once about what the advertising for the book would be, I said it would be the one of the most unusual books that you could say would be a great introduction, something you must read before you go to India. I think that holds true. But, I'm not trying to sell you on a book. I've had 5 years to do that. And this one, I think about 4 years. But what I wanted to say is that, look here, this was the book, David Vardaman's An Angel of Sodom. That when I got the money from this book and to publish this one, I did run around the house, you know, hooting and hollering and stuff like that. And we got the money to publish Vardaman, and that was when the press became a press, because the reason to do this is to publish people who shouldn't go utterly unpublished their whole lives. And I think David had a couple of pieces in on internet magazines or something like that. But now he's got some books, and his is one that's um, dangerously out of print. I need to get Easter back in print, that from Suggestion Diabolique, and we'll do that. We will do that. We'll take a pause in publishing new stuff at some point, and yeah, that's going to happen. Otherwise, I'm really happy with the way things have gone. I won't be happy for long if you don't start buying my uh, microline books. Here's a, we're gonna these are gorgeous little books, and and some are longer than others. Raging Joys, Sublime Violations. Um, we should be selling these like once a week. We do sell a lot of copies of Abended Circuity. We just ran out again, and it's hard to keep in print, and it's expensive to print. It's a big book, like this one. We have a few boxes of this one left, but it'll run out again, and it'll be a difficulty getting the money to print it again. But we always do eventually, and and you always buy it. I mean, it's amazing the number of people who find this little press in Slovenia and buy these things. So yeah, it's a great thing that I talked about previously on the fifth anniversary part one. Well, actually, it's not part one; it's attempt one. Anyway, start buying these things. These are great books. They look great on the shelf, and I can prove that. I think. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, other things I wanted to mention. Thanks to Stephen Moore for helping me with the Chandler Broussard books, which is one of the great things that happened over this time. And it's been great meeting a lot of authors, but primarily, I think what really has been really great has been the finding out firsthand in a self-interested way. I mean, I want to sell books. I'm not going to make money. That's clear, and that's because of the U.S. Postal um, Service, which ruined International Book Post. They demanded that, as it's I get this from my local postal people. They demanded that at the World Postal whatever it is council or organization, that books be considered merchandise. And when that happened, we lost the book rate. And had that not happened, I would probably be able to make 300-400 a month. But as it is, I can't think in terms of making money. I can only think in terms of getting enough to pay for the next book, and that's just fine with me, because uh, we're finding them. We're finding some good authors, some really good authors, some great authors, some whatever. But more important is the readers are there. The all logic tells us that reading is out. Nobody reads anymore, but they are reading. Instagram's reading community, which is a sort of amorphous thing, is astonishing. There's a lot of them, a lot of readers, and there isn't a lot of communication person to person, but there's enough. I've been getting, the A Life on Books, which is only about a year old. Tony and uh, Big Madman, who reads big mad books. Um, Damn it! Sorry, I forgot your name. You buy so many of my books and I can't remember your name. Maybe I just fucked that up. But I've been getting all these, orders lately saying, hey, it's A Life on Books that, they told us about your press. And, um, you know, so in a year, I've been doing this for, I don't know how many years. I was fucking around with this channel just to make fun of writers who would come on and talk about master classes. That's what got me started with this YouTube shit. And then I thought, oh, okay, I got a press. I should do something with this to keep the press on YouTube. And my channel has grown. The slowest. I just recently got an award for the slowest growing yet enduring yet growing barely YouTube channel. While those guys are taking off. Why? Because they put effort and thought into it, and they got a lot of great ideas and they have good discussions. So they get followers. And it's unbelievable how many followers Chris Villa has. So another good thing, I met Chris Villa, great critic. Um, and and weird things have happened. Um, I'll get to that. I'll tell you now. I've lost boxes of books. Um, it's hard to believe. Here's where the latest books are housed. Okay, and there are some on the other side of the desk that are more out of the way. Books that haven't been selling, books that aren't Corona samizdat books. You know, and I go through all of the books once in a while, but I lost a box of books by Bori Proper, his Cynicism Management. I lost the first volume of The Assassination of Olaf Palme, the little red one. It was a great looking book designed by Jason Snyder of New York City, New York. Anyway, and I found just last week, I found a box of books by Nick Voro, who we were going to publish something by recently, and I don't know even to this minute what happened and how I ended up with that box of books. But I contacted Nick and said, what should I do? He said, sell them. So I have to. You'll see that coming up. It's one of the best covers. I wish I had I have a copy. I guess it's on the other side of the desk. But I wanted to read you what Philip Friedenberg wrote about that collection. But anyway, we have a new Microline book by Nick Voro coming out. That's one of the books on this sheet of paper, and we had a lot of other stuff coming out. There are some that's very experimental, some that's demental, and that'll include my Odious Sea, but probably that'll be in 2 years or something like that. I have no idea how fast I write anymore because I spend all my time in movies. Yeah, that's right. The reason I don't want to talk a lot about books coming up is because I always, say one thing and something else happens and too many surprises. But I've been talking about the film because I thought that would be out by last May. Turns out it won't be this May either. It'll probably be June. But, we'll be on the map in Slovenia. And I think that's about enough babbling for happy anniversary. Anybody who deserves thanks, you have it. Anybody who deserves my scorn, George, Ben, you have it. And special thanks to Zach Tanner. And there you have it. That's a okay. You can stop filming. Smile. Yeah. Okay, I have to do it like this